Hey, welcome to another After Effects tutorial. Let's see what we are going to create today.
Suck me in smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control.
Open After Effects, and select New Project. Now create new composition. I'll keep this default setting, and duration to 35 seconds, and hit OK. Now enable Proportional Grid. Select this rectangle tool, and make a rectangle. Explore its contents, and set its roundness to 118%. Now go to Effects and Presets, and search for Gradient Ramp. And drag it into this shape layer. Now change its start and end color. Now select this. And set the start ramp point to here. Also select this, and set this end ramp point to here. Let's rename this layer to background. Now right-click, and create a solid layer. And rename it. Now right-click, and pre-compose this layer, and rename it to Progress Bar. Now double-click here, and search for Beam. Now drag it to this solid layer. Set its length to 100%. Set starting and ending thickness to 10%. Also set its softness to 0%. Now change its inside and outside color. Right-click on this layer, and select Drop Shadow. Explore Drop Shadow, and keep all of the same settings as you see them. Again right-click, and select Inner Shadow. Explore its properties. Now set the same setting, as you can see here. Click on this layer, and press Ctrl+D, to duplicate layer. Now select Pen tool. Set Fill to None. And Stroke to 30 pixels. And create a straight line on this progress bar. Just like that. Now drag the shape layer and place it below this layer. Now set its track matte to alpha matte. Now search for gradient tramp and drag it to this layer. Change its start and end color. Now set this star tramp point to here. And set this end rand point to here. This looks good to me. Now right click on this layer, and select Drop Shadow. Explore its properties, and set the same settings, as you can see here. Again right-click on this layer, and select Outer Glow. Also set same setting, as you can see. Now press long click, and select Ellipse tool. Now press Shift plus Alt and create a circle. Set stroke to none. And enable this fill. Select this pan behind tool, and set this anchor point to center of this circle. Let's rename this layer to Progress Button 1. Now set shape color to this color code. Now Ctrl+D and duplicate this layer. Again change this shape layer color to this color code. And set scale to 72%. Now right click on this both layer, and set layer style to drop shadow. Now select this both layer, right click and pre-compose, and rename it. Also select Pan Behind tool, and set this anchor point to center of this circle. Now move this button to end of this progress bar. Just like that. Let's scale this button to 76%. And set this parent to progress button. Now click on this layer, and press P to open position. Now click on this stopwatch to create keyframe. Now move this to end frame. Also at starting of this frame, move this progress bar position to start. Now let's switch back on this main composition. Now click on this progress bar composition, and press S, and set scale to 82%. And place this progress bar somewhat here. Cool. Now click on this ellipse tool, and create a small circle. Just like that. Now drag this gradient ramp on this layer. Also set this start and end color. Now select this, and set the start ramp point to here. Also, set this end ramp point to here. Now move this shape layer to somewhat here. Also, with the help of Pan Behind tool, place this anchor point to center of this circle. Let's adjust this scale. Cool. Now right-click, and select Drop Shadow. Explore its properties. And set the same setting, as you can see here. Let's rename it to Button 1. Now click on this layer, and press Ctrl+D, and duplicate this layer. Here, we'll just change the setting of Drop Shadow. Cool. Now again duplicate this layer. Now set this start ramp point to the center bottom of this circle. and set this end point to center top of this circle. Also, click on this layer, and press S. Now scale down a little. Just like that. Also hide this layer style. Now click on this button 1 layer, and press T, to open up opacity properties, and set it to 26%. Now select the shape layer, and press Ctrl+D, and duplicate this. Also place it above all layers. And move this to somewhat here. Again duplicate these 3 layers, and place it above all layers. Also let's resize this. Also change its start and end color to this color code. Now set this end point to top center of this circle. And set the start point to center bottom of this circle. Let's resize this layer a little. Cool. Let's select this all shape layers, and lock this. And hide it. So that we have some room to work on easily. Awesome. Now let's create icon for this button. Select rectangle tool. Choose fill color to white. And create a rectangle shape. Also duplicate the rectangle shape layer, and align it to right, to create a pause button. Now enable grid layout. Now select a pen tool, and create a small rectangle shape. By just creating this 3 points. Now select pen behind tool. And move this anchor point, to center of this triangle. Now adjust the side of this triangle, for a perfect shape. And press R, to open up rotation properties, and set it to -90 degree. And press Ctrl+D, to duplicate this layer. Now move this rectangle, just like that. Awesome. Now select this both layer, and place it over this button. Cool. Now select this both shape layer, and press Ctrl+D, and duplicate this layer, also place it above all layer. Now press R, to open up rotation properties, and set it to +90 degree. And move this icon to this button. Cool. This looks good to me. Now select this all shape layer, right click and pre-compose it. Rename it. Also lock this layer. Enable this proportional grid. And create a rectangle. Drag this gradient ramp on this shape layer. Also set this start and end color. Now set this start ramp point to top center of this rectangle. Also set this end ramp point to center bottom of this rectangle. Cool. Now right click, and select drop shadow. Explore its properties. And set same setting, as you can see here. Now duplicate this layer. Also, let's edit drop shadow setting. Now click on this shape layer, and press T. And set its opacity to 26%. Press Ctrl+D, and duplicate this layer. Now drag your album image into this timeline. Now right click and pre-compose this. And place it below this layer. Now set this to alpha matte. Also on this shape layer, hide this layer style. Now click on this composition, and resize it to fit on this rectangle shape. Cool. Now the important part. Let's drag your music on timeline. Let's hide its visual, as we only need its audio. Also right-click and pre-compose this music layer. Now, right-click and create a new solid layer. Go to Effects and Presets and search for Audio Spectrum. And drag it into this solid layer. Now let's place this start and end point of this spectrum to somewhat here. Cool. Now search for gradient ramp. And drag it into this layer. Now set its start and end color. Now, explore this spectrum effect properties. And set start frequency to 10%. End frequency to 700%. Frequency bands to 14%. Maximum height to 310%. Set audio duration to 10%. Set audio offset to 480%. Thickness to 2%. And set its softness to 0%. Also set its side option to side A. Now set audio layer to your music layer. Now search for Minimax. And drag it into this layer. change its radius to 5%. Set channel to alpha and color. Also direction to just horizontal. Go to Effects, and search for Venetian blinds. And drag it into this layer. Set transition complete to 30%. Direction to 90 degree. And width to 14. Now search for offset. And drag it to this layer. Cool. Now right-click on this layer, go to Layer Styles, and select Drop Shadow. Explore Drop Shadow. And set the same setting, as you can see here. Again right-click, go to Layer Styles and select Outer Glow. And set same setting. Cool. This looks good to me. Right-click and create text layer. And type time format. And place it here. And align it to center. Now copy this time script. Also place this time indicator to starting of this frame. Explore this text layer. Now while pressing Alt, click on this source text, and paste the time script. Right-click and create new text layer. Here we going to display the artist name and track name. Cool. Now finally, we are going to sync progress bar with music. Click on this progress bar tab. As you can see here, we have already created these two keyframes before. Here just adjust this end keyframe, according to your music length, so it will slide along with your music. In this case, our music length is 35 seconds, so I'll drag this keyframe to end. Cool. Let's preview this.
Take me in small, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what it
Awesome. So, we have created an awesome neumorphic music player with audio spectrum. If this tutorial helped you, press the like button, and subscribe for more new contents every week. See you in next tutorial, stay tuned.